everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, C-H-U-K suckers, no C before the K. And this, my friends, this. I like that new this. This is the Thunder Show. We got the Maniac glass. We haven't done that in a while, huh? AKA the Internet's 16th most popular wine show. And by the way, I'm just going to put it out there finally because I can't deal with the emails. There are not 15 shows that are more popular than us. We just like to make fun of ourselves because you can't take yourself too serious. And that's what's been going on way too long in the wine industry. And that's why we do this show, because we want people to embrace this phenomenal product that has been positioned wrongly by our society, especially here in the U.S., and we want people to expand their palates. And if this is the first time you're ever watching the show, I just want to start with this. No matter what I say about these wines, you would be a clown. Heck, an ass clown to listen to anything that I say, because every palate is different. You need to embrace your own palate. That's why the scoring system is silly, though I will continue to do it. Please don't email me and say, keep doing it, Gary. I will, as a barometer. But, once again, I'm going to start being silly about it, because, you know, it's just, I want people to embrace their own palates, try different things, and enjoy vino, and I hope that's what you're doing. And this show is going to be awesome, and yes, those are original My Little Ponies. And that's how I roll, my man. We're all about the 80s, not just the boy stuff. We got to give a big shout out to all the ladies out there. Let's pour a little bit for all the ladies. Just a tad. For all you ladies watching the Thunder Show. And it's going to be a good show. We've got some interesting wines. I'm in a Chardonnay mood today. So we've got 2 Chards, a Zin, and a wine from Pic Saint Loup from Languedoc, which is where I just was. And I'm excited about trying this one because it's got some good pedigree. I mean, it's got 90 points, David Schillenek, who's now scoring for Robert Parker for the area. And just exciting times we live in. I'm just an excited kind of character. Mott, it's good to see you, man. You look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Big day this Saturday. March 29th, if you're rolling. Mott, link it up. Scroll down. If you don't know what Mott link it up means, it's just scroll down below the video. There's links there from the show. Click that. Little forum discussion about the 29th. Big party here at Wine Library TV. A little meetup, a little bar camp kind of thing here at WL. We're going to have some fun with that, drink some vino. It is all about that, my friends. Let's get into the show. First wine, Tolosa. No Oak Chardonnay, 2006 vintage from Edna Ranch, Edna Valley, $12 US, 90 points. Wine enthusiast. And let's give it a whirl. I was excited about this because it's got no oak, you know, under-oaked. Ladies, excuse me. And let's see what's going on here. You know, big over-oaks, you know, the oak monster has made way too many appearances in California Chardonnays for way too long. People are starting to get away from that a little bit, which I approve of. You know, that makes me happy. So, as you can see, it's got some really nice color, Mott. You know, just really golden. Oh, Jesus. I'm in a giddy mood today, Mott. Just a happy mood. Too many people taking too many things serious. Just keep the family. What? You like that, right? Anyway, some golden color, but not too dark. Actually, a little bit lighter than most Chardonnays we see from the area. 90 points wine enthusiast for 12 bones. This could be QPR City. Let's see what's going on. Vayner Nation, say it with me. Sniffy sniff. I love giving wines a sniffy sniff. And you know, sniffy sniff is a great term from the standpoint of it makes people want to throw up in each other because they hate it so much, but it also reminds people to smell wine more. I think the bouquet is a big factor that people are overlooking in the wine world. So if you're an early drinker or if you're an old school drinker that hasn't or have not taken advantage of the bouquet, the nose, the aromatics that the vino brings to the table, you are making a fundamental mistake that is ruining your entire wine experience. I want to know how you feel about that. Matt, zoom in. I'm telling you, smell this stuff. It's going to change your world. Get out. Little hints of lychee fruit, little star fruit action coming through as well, a little cantaloupe action as well. Very tropical in its nose approach. Little hints of lemon peel on the tail end, almost like what you put into an espresso. Let's give it a whirl. Good crispness, good acidity. I like when that happens. Little bluestone kind of component on the back end, which I like. Not bad. You know what? It's pretty good. I don't know if you've noticed. I think we've been on a slump on the Thunder Show lately, right? I don't know. They're traveling a lot too, but it just feels like there hasn't been anything really stand out in a while, Mott. What do you think?
Hasn't really brought the thunder.
Yeah, the thunder has been lacking. You like this one? Are we going to stop at the 3rd generation? How many people have all 3, you think? Like in the world, number-wise? I'm sorry, fans. I miss Mott. What do you want? 100?
Maybe 100, 200.
Not a lot. That first band was tough.
The hat trick.
The hat trick. Great vanilla cream aspect in the back. A little hot. And that's what I was kind of, I was acting like I loved Mott, but I wasn't. I'm here for you, Vaynerchuk. I was stalling, trying to see how this heat was going to evolve. And I'll tell you what, it's evolving a lot. 14.2 makes me a little bit concerned that there's a little rubbing alcohol component on the finish. But, yeah, Mott just made the, it's subtle. It's not obnoxious. It's like rubbing alcohol from afar. It's almost like you didn't put rubbing alcohol on you. Your friend did, but you still kind of smell it. It's that kind of thing. So that's what's going on here. All in all, a solid Chardonnay. I'm going to go 87 points. 87 plus. Let's go plus. If you want to see any wines I've ever scored, you scroll up here, Gary's Scores. Formerly the SS spreadsheet, right? Take that. Still you see. Anyway, let's move on. Rustenberg. 2006 Stellenbosch Chardonnay, South Africa, rolling very deep and complex with a lot of their Chardonnays. 16 bones, 90 points. Wine Spectator. This is a good opportunity. We talk about the Spectator a lot. Well, actually, we don't talk about the Spectator a lot. So this is a good opportunity. I think I always talk about don't listen to scores, don't listen to ratings, which I believe with all my heart. I don't want you guys to listen to me. That'd be a huge mistake. I'm glad that I'm a consistent basis maybe for some people and they know how to pick wines against what I like or how I describe them. And that's really the ultimate. But it's a really solid magazine. I think, you should start reading it too. The articles are killer. Forget about the scores, just the articles on itself. And, in this world that everything's going technology-wise, it's fun once in a while to hold the actual product in your hands. You like that?
I still like reading the book.
Well, that's because you don't get it, but what are you going to do? Anyway, Rustenberg, much more golden. Now we're seeing the Ric Flair, woo! And the Hulk Hogan, what you gonna do? Locks of gold that ran wild. Barry Windham, Dusty Rhodes were wild. Was it a requirement in the 80s to have the golden long hair? Lex Luger? It was a requirement of wrestling in the 80s, and it's a requirement in Chardonnay around the world. You gotta have the golden locks, buddy. You got to. And this wine does. And so let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. And there's that burnt wood. Wow. Really cedary, much more aromatically going, explosive. Pine forest, because there's a little pine cone kind of thing. Pine needles coming through. Tropical pineapple. Lots of pine things going on. Very barrel-y, very cellar, a wine cellar. It's kind of silly, but like the oak barrels, you're just getting a lot of, it's there, and you got him up, but it's, the oak monster is in the hizzy, and he's bringing his barrel gun. This guy's mad right now. It's coming through. Pineapples a little bit as well, but there is some smoked wood up in this piece, and I'm kind of scared of it. Let's give it a whirl. Let's start with this. I would die to see the vineyards because this is very pure fruit. The quality of the fruit that's going into this wine is very solid. I like it. It's very it's romantic. I think a lot of times people are not willing to talk about wines like in human terms, and I like to. I talk about charisma, and I'm going to start talking about wines more like people. I'm going to, because it's how they relate in my mind. I've kind of held a little bit back. Can you imagine? I've been holding a little bit back. I'm at 99.9. I'm going all the way. This wine has some romance to it. It's got some polish. It is over-oaked a little bit, slightly. But I love the lemon cream brulee aspect of this wine on the finish that I think is going to seduce. Very seductive on the palate, most of you. This is a wine that I can get into. Let me get a little bit more deep on it. Solid stuff. While I'm at halftime, yesterday we had computer problems and the comments were off, so we have our lowest count ever. So maybe you can do me a favor, because self-esteem is down. Maybe you could really blow it up and leave a comment today. Matt, what do you think? Did you see? We didn't have them activated. So, when I look back in history, I'm going to be like, man, that show, did that stink so much? I'll forget, right? I'll forget. Comment today. Anyway, lemon cream brulee is the best way I can talk about this. Very high in acid. and acid for a wine that has good creaminess and complexity and weight. This wine has some good weight. You know, it's kind of like a big boned guy. Like, I'm only gonna have so many muscles, which is zero. But some people are built to have bigger physiques. That's what I think about this wine. It's got the backbone and structure to be a very big wine. A huge, over-the-top, over-oaked cream butterfield. You know, and when I mean butterfield, I mean popping, butter all over the vineyards. You know, the dispenser that you get in the movie theater. Butterfield. That's where I'm going with it. Stuart Butterfield. Big shout out. Look him up. Anyway, Butterfield action in this wine. However, it doesn't. It tones to a little bit more balance. As I'm talking right now, I'm still getting the charred cedar campfire component on the back end, but it's rounded out with some peaches and some lemons. I like this wine. I think Spectator kind of went right on this. 90 points. I'm going to go 89. Am I been grumpy lately? I don't know. These wines are just not super inspiring me, but definitely a Chardonnay that outclasses a lot of Chardonnays that a lot of you are drinking at the $25 to $35 layer. You know, you're seduced by the cake breads and the farnientes and the stag's leap and the chalk hills. Open your eyes, people. Open your eyes. Expand your palates. You will find things that bring the thunder. At least a little rainstorm like this. With a little bit of, just maybe one, at half the price sometimes. Let's move on. Edmeades, 2006, Mendocino County, Zinfandel, 15.5 alcohol. We're going to get a little twisted here. $14 US, 90 points. Robert Parker, this is a winery he's been very high on in the past. 14 bones, 90 points Parker. A Zinfandel, this could be a massive home run on the Thunder Show. I'm awfully excited about trying it for that reason, because I respect Parker's palate quite a bit. And this could be really, really, really interesting. Nice dark color. Very pretty. Mott, I'm going to give this a sniffy sniff. Remember Charles Barkley? That would not be civilized. Remember, what was that? Reichard. Those were good commercials. Sniffy sniff. And this is nice. Good fruit coming through. Very polished fruit. Beautiful raspberry and jam components. Cherry skins coming through on the nose. A little bit of smokiness, almost like barbecued ribs with a lot of cherry sauce on it. That's what this smells like. Good fruit. Nice. Let's give it a whirl. First of all, big shout out to keeping 15.5 alcohol contained. That's like keeping three-year-olds, triplets at the age of 3, calm and collected. Imagine if I was a triplet. The world would be gone. My mom. Anyway, I am shocked that this wine was able to contain this kind of alcohol with its fruit balance and its ripeness and its explosivity. I guarantee a crapload, not a couple of you, a crapload of you will love this wine. And at $14 US, that is saying a lot from the standpoint of this is one of the better under $20 Zins I've had in a long time. I think Parker nails this. I cannot believe this is a 2006, given its approach. There's a creaminess on the back end of the palate, almost like marshmallows. Again, I'm hot on that. Just like reduced marshmallows. There's a creaminess. Not even marshmallows. Almost like, I don't know, like the you know those Dunkin' Donuts that I don't like? They've got like the chocolate on top and you open it's cream in the middle? Boston cream, thank you. It's probably because the Patriots, right? I don't like them. Anyway, there's that Boston creamy kind of residue, after you ate it a little while ago. There's like a layer on your pal. It's like my pal's got a raincoat on right now. Yep, I can't get to him. He's like living in a bubble. My palate's the bubble boy. That's exactly what's going on. It's a coating, a massive coating of fruit. On your palate. I get figs and plums for days, my friends. I feel like I need a cheese badly. That's what I really feel like. Where is the cheese? Remember that big statement, I'm going to do food this year? Come on! Actually, I hit myself pretty hard there. I'm going to come back with food. I promise. Winner. Gets a little cheesy at the end. Little like Zinnies and Zin. like standard production. That actually just kind of caught me off guard, actually. It gets a little weird on the finish. It tastes a little too textbook, almost like a Ravenswood made for billions and billions of people. But still, very good. I'm not down on this wine at all. Decanted for an hour, put away for 3 to 5 years. I'm going to go 89 plus. I was going 90 until that finish caught me a little bit. It just did. Solid, well within its $14 price range of being a value, a buy, something everybody should go look for. And I just got real disheartened by the finish a little bit there. Caught me a little bit. Come on, it caught me. Dying to see the My Little Pony comments. Gotta be pretty confident in yourself to throw out My Little Ponies to tens and tens of thousands of peeps. Clos du Prieur. This is a very little wine from the Languedoc. This wine rolls in, it's from Pic Saint Loup, which is an 800-hectare planted area in the south of France, in Languedoc, planted to Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. This wine is 50% Grenache, 50% Syrah. It's $17 US. It's 90 points. David Chelnack, who is the gentleman who's doing the south of France now for Robert Parker's Wine Advocate. It is an area in the world that I'm paying a lot of attention to, as you guys know. I've been talking a lot about south of France. This wine rolls in at 17 bones. Small production winery. What's interesting in Pic Saint Loup, 90% of the grapes have to be Syrah, Grenache, or Mourvedre. Right now, it's got to be 20% Syrah to be a Pic Saint Loup wine, but they're proposing for it to be as high as 50% to be in the Pic Saint Loup DOC. So AOC, excuse me. So I'm excited about Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, just this whole area. 2005 vintage, 17 bones. Grenache, Syrah, great color. And just an area in the world that I think a lot of people need to start exploring. Out, the Rhone is hot and popular, and Parker blew it up, but, Languedoc, Provence, Roussillon, these areas are bringing great value. 17 bones, you take the dollar into Playmont, and I mean, these are handcrafted wines. These are not production wines. This is where the terroir, the land, is really speaking. And so I'm excited to see what this is all about. On paper, I'm pretty darn excited about this wine. Sniffy sniff. Nice balance of old and new off the top. I get really interesting black raspberry. Big shout out to episode 148, the first time I had black raspberry. It's really helped my palate. Black raspberry on the nose. I get a little bit of a gorgeous oregano kind of component, which I'm enjoying. I'm going to actually close my eyes for the rest of the time because I'm just in the mood. Actually, when you close your eyes, your senses, right, Mott? Mm-hmm. So that could actually work for me. That might be my new thing. I'm just going to smell wines, with my eyes closed. I get a little leather, which I'm enjoying, a little that left field when you were a little kid. This is a very interesting nose. I'm also going to open my eyes now because I'm scared of the dark. Not really. Raspberry Pop-Tart. That's what's coming through. Raspberry Pop-Tart with some shaved green peppers on top. That's exactly what this wine smells like. Yep, that's where I'm going. Let's give it a whirl. Good nose, really good. Very, very different. Not too old world and too vegetal, where it scares a lot of you off. Not too new world, which scares some of us off. Let's give it a whirl. Wow. Is that dry? $14.8, Mott. Just deciding if it was too dry for the masses. And I'm going to go with no. However, do not drink this wine by itself. This is food wine, my friends. This is food wine. It needs the oils and the spices because this is one dry MOB. What is an MOB? I want to say MF, but why did I say MOB? This is an extremely dry wine that has enormous complexity and flavor. Violets, raspberries, black chocolate, Asian spices, spice rack in your grill piece. Great length and complexity, big body. Man, am I starting to really, really, really fall in love with the south of France. Euro, please stop climbing, because the Vaynerchuks and everybody out there has to start trying these kind of wines. This is some special shiz. I said shiz, A-S-H-I-Z, and it's something I think a lot of people need to come out and try. This is a different style, very dry, very pure. Feels like, you know when you have juice that just squeezed directly from... Orange juice is common, but let's go a different direction. Have you ever really had real cherry juice where it's just cherries all the way compared to cherry juice? That's the real example here because of the tartness factor. There's a big separation of tart factor when you go really true fruit. And that's what I'm feeling here. The essence, once again, the terroir, I'm getting a little bit of, I'm getting dirt. You know, it's almost like I'm getting fruits with dirt in my mouthpiece. I get a little broccoli head. I like it, but it's subtle, not Cabernet Franc-like. It's not really vegetal. It's really cherry juice, raspberries, get dark chocolate. It's like taking a bunch of cherries, a couple of black raspberries, a very bitter chocolate, and that's really what I'm tasting, and a little bit of just straight old good-fashioned soil. Mixing it all together and tasting it. Very little soil, like this much, a good chunk of chocolate, and really the berries, and they're going to sing to you on your palate. Very different style, very enthusiastic about this wine. Great polish, great transition of fruit. Stays very intense and icky throughout. Great job, David, for scoring this wine 90 points. I'm going to even one-up him. I'm going 91 plus in this wine, and under 20 bucks. I think I unjinxed this. It's a pretty good stuff. I'm not going to go completely crazy, but in some weird way, that St. Jean Barreau that I love, in some weird way, it kind of resonates and feels like that. It's even less expensive, 17 bones. This is good stuff. 91 plus, my friends. An absolutely stellar effort with great complexity and should be absolutely sought out by everybody out there because I think you're going to really enjoy it. Brought in by Eric Solomon from European Cellars, who I didn't realize that, you know, was just a big-time guy. A lot of people follow his stuff. Pretty good show. Interesting stuff. I want to give a big shout-out to me, GaryVaynerchuk.com. I'm starting to blog a little bit there, video blog, so you better do this one nicely. This is GaryVaynerchuk.com. Link it up, and if you go to GaryVaynerchuk.com, right in top right, there's the RSS feed. Start following them, kicking a little bit of knowledge, showing you a little different dimension, not just vino. I need a platform. You can't stop it. You can only hope to contain it. Question of the day. Besides family and wine, and you know what? And sports. Besides family and wine, what are you passionate about? And I want it to be specific. Don't say sports. Say Clippers 1986. Because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not. And I have a feeling in a couple of years, they're going to like it.